Danny, and I am from Wales, but I live in Albany, West Australia. A couple of things you need to know about me. I'm a writer, I'm a children's writer, I'm a journalist, and I'm a motivator, and I present to children and young people all over the world. And I love what I do, and that's going to be very important. We're going to talk a bit about that later. This is my very good friend from Scotland who has come over to join me, and he is a musician, he is a magician, he is a mural artist, portrait artist, and today he's going to be working with you as a cartoonist. Now today is about some very powerful creative writing techniques and some very clever cartooning techniques. These are going to be really effective for you, but what we're really here all about, and what that is going to aim at, is a question I want you to ask yourselves today, and we'll talk about it at the end. And that question is simple. What would it be like for you every single day of your life to love what you do every day? To the point where every single time you get up in the morning, your heart is beating just that little bit faster because you cannot wait to do what you're going to do. We're going to work to make that available to you at the end of today. So a couple of things you need to know before we start is, number one, if I have my hand up for a long time like this, or you have your hand up, more likely, if you have your hand up for a long time like this because you've got a great idea you want to share, and I don't pick you, it doesn't mean I don't like you. Alright? So if you have your hand up like this, Ray is going, I'm getting pretty fed up with this. I might just go home and leave him to it. Because he doesn't like me. Don't do that, please, because I promise you this is not true. Something else you need to know before we start is you cannot get it wrong today. You know, you're always hearing what's right and wrong and good and bad. Well, when we create something, writing or drawing, there's what works and there's what doesn't work. And that's as simple as it gets. You can stop worrying if you can't get it wrong today. Who does not like making mistakes? Today you're going to make hundreds of mistakes as well. And that's a good thing, and I'm going to demonstrate to you why it's a good thing as we go through the show. I'm going to demonstrate to you how you always make mistakes. Because without mistakes, nothing happens. Something else too, you're going to get some great ideas, so you're going to start talking. If it gets noisy, and I clap, I'd like you to clap back and then nice and quiet. So I'll just give that a bit of a practice. That is awesome, thank you very much. Now, before we do sport, we have to stretch our muscles, because our muscles are really, really tender things, and they get hurt if we don't stretch them. But our brain is a muscle, and it's very, very difficult to stretch it. Like, you can go bang your head on that wall a few times. That doesn't really stretch it, that just damages it. You can stick your finger in your ear and pull your brain out and give it a bit. Getting it back in again, I find, is always a really hard part. So, what we're going to do a brain warm-up. So something you need to know about your imaginations. You have been using your imagination since you were really small, like really teeny tiny bit. And you've been doing great things with it. You've been able to hear things, see things, touch things, smell things, taste them, all in your imagination. And you can travel through time and space in your imagination too. When you were 3 years old, you'd have been up on the wardrobe. And your mum would have been going, "What are you doing up there?" "I'm fighting dragons again!" What am I always doing? You could have been in the bath looking for mermaids. "I got one!" I got mermaid. Your mum can't see it, your dad can't see it, but you can see it because it's splashing its tail in the water like that. Making all the floor wet and horrible. You can see it in your imagination. So what I'd like you to do is imagine something. I'd like you to imagine that I'm walking up a mountain. Oh, I'm walking up a mountain. And you get all the way to the top of the mountain. Being very brave, very brave. Crawl into a cave up here. There's a cave. Right in the cave. All the way to the back of the cave we find nothing. Big disappointment, but when you turn around, there's an enormous bear standing in the entrance. Oh, there's a bear! you go, there's someone in my cave. What's the first thing you think of doing when you see the bear in the cave? Yes. Run away, yeah. Bear! Ah! Run! Straight through the interactive whiteboard, straight through the wall, see the great big hole to the other side of the mountain, and run down it. So the bear's going, there's a hole in my cave. There's a hole in my interactive whiteboard as well. I didn't know bears had interactive whiteboards. What else can you do? What else can you do? Yes. Pardon? Punch it in the face. Yeah. Good one. Punch it in the face. Come on. Scream and run. Yeah, we've done the run bit, so let's have a scream. Now, something about a scream. 3-second scream, I'm going to ask you to do in a moment, and the teachers will just go, ah! When they go, ah, like that, I want you to scream. Now, you need to know something about fear. Fear is not something that just happens, and you go, oh, I'm scared. Fear is a spontaneous explosion of noise when you jump. And I want you to imagine you have a big bear, he's standing in front of you, has big sharp teeth, big sharp claws. He is going to eat you. 1, 2, 3, scream! Wow! And the bear, of course, jumps. And all his fur falls off. He's a bear. He's got nothing on his Stand my ground. Yeah, stand your ground. And if all else fails, you play dead. Stand your ground. Bear. I lost, dude. Make friends with the bear. Oh, darling, you're home. What a lucky big bear you are. You're a boy or a girl bear. See, the thing is about you. Something you need to know about you. Since you're babies, you can see me in the back. Since you're babies, you've been doing this. Well, when you were babies, this is all you did. With your feet. Oh, wow. Then you saw your hand for the first time. Ah! What's that? You're surrounded by these things. This was really good because you've got to stick them in your ear. You shove them up your nose. Poke yourself in the eye, and you learn not to poke yourself in the eye because it really, really hurts. You're making mistakes already, and you don't care because that's the way you learn it. So you want to get up like everybody else because everybody else is running around. It's really difficult, but you keep trying, and one day you get your legs all wobbly to about here. This is an easy lift. And you fell on your bums, and you fell on your bottoms again and again and again. Do you know something? None of you gave up. None of you knew how to give up. You didn't know how to give up. No, it's even better than that. You didn't know that you didn't know how to give up. So one day you're going, right, I'm going to do it today. But Mum or Dad come in, and they put something completely new in your cup that you've never seen before. Hello. Can you borrow your arm from over here? And put it up in the air and make it go wobbly. Oh, I've got a rattle. I've got a brindley rattle. to hit yourself in the face with the rattle too. And the days and the weeks go by and you go, right, I'm going to do it today. Today's the day. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up. And your mum and dad are so happy. Oh, you're such a clever baby. Clever baby. And your mum says, hey, what about, come run to mummy now. Right, I can't even walk. She says, move your foot. Move it again. Take another step. Move your other foot and you come to mum. On your bottom, on your face for weeks, but you didn't give up because you didn't know how to give up. And one day mum came, because mum's learned a few things now too, because she's going like this to come to me like there. And she's running backwards really fast across the house like that. Do it today. I'm doing it. And the other day, come back, Mummy! A couple of days ago, you weren't even walking, and now you weren't even standing. And now you can walk and you can run. And Mum put you get food in a high chair. And she put a big bowl of porridge in front of you, probably mashed some fruit up. Then you see a little cat come in for the first time in the morning. And your mum, even worse, beautifully dressed, hair just right today, looking immaculate, hour and a half being ready, brand new job. Your mum walks in, mum takes it down with your big bowl of porridge. Mum's something new and they can't stop it. Your dad comes in, she's gone away, your dad comes in, you are the light of your dad's eye, he adores you from the moment you're born. And he can't even talk properly when he sees you. It's like, oh, you're rooty-gooty there. Daddy. Here he comes. Just a little bit closer. He leaves. I left you in the room with a fork and a spoon. It would have taken you 3 seconds to get the fork from here. Put a fork stuck in the side of your head, put a spoon down at the nose. Now, you can eat and you can walk and you can run, and it was easy. Suddenly it's easy. And your mum goes, I know. You should have a bottle of water, so you can have a drink whenever you want one. Yeah. And she says, well, take the top off and put it somewhere where you'll find it later. Oh, okay. And Mum's looking at you going, maybe not. Maybe that book was a big deal for you, and you're going, I can do it. Mum says, I don't think you can, because that's a very big bottle, and you're very... I can do it myself! lean your head back. I want you to hold the bottle really, really tight. And I want you to open your mouth. So Mum and Dad send you to school. They put a hat on you. And some sunglasses if it's a really, really hot day. And you start going to meet people. And you meet people all over the school. Start making friends. You discover something about the school. You find out that there are children out there who seem to be able to do things better than you. Some of them seem to be able to draw better, or write better, or catch better, or swim better. Always something better. Now, when I first went to school, I couldn't see in my left eye. So they put a big patch over my right eye, and they put drops in my left eye to try and make my eye work. So I couldn't see anything. So I wasn't learning to read, or to write, or catch, or do any of those cool things that I was supposed to be doing. But I didn't know that on my first day of school. They said, can you write your name? Write my name. Oh yeah, my name is easy. This is a strange name. Name? I said, can you write a story? Just go on your name. Yeah, story. Draw a picture to go with your story. Oh yeah, pictures I find really easy too. That's my daddy! Other kids will go, why has your dad got his hand stuck in the middle of your head? Because he loves me. He'd like to take me with him wherever he goes. There's a little boy on my left who'd written a story as well. And he had written a story about this baby dragon who sat in its nest, watching its mum and dad go off into the mountains and do the dragon things. And he was sitting in his nest, overlooking this big lake high up. And he looked up and goes, I want to do that. No, I really want to. So he stepped on the end of his nest. He had a bit of a practice splash. The fire's working really well, but not for long because he jumped. Flash! In the water, put his fire out. Mum and Dad are going, oh no, look what he's done now. And they picked him up and they took him over the mountains with them and they had lots of adventures and they dropped him in a live volcano. Thanks a lot, Dad! But he breathed in with a shock and he gave him his fire back. End of story, 2 pages of running writing, a beginning, a middle and an end. That was his story. That was my story. I decided around your age that I was useless at writing. I was scared of it, I hated it, you couldn't make me. Remember, I'm a writer now, so that's very important for you to remember. Over here, there's a little girl called Barbara, and she was an amazing artist. And she drew this beautiful tree, fantastic tree. And there were squirrels and rabbits climbing up this tree, and they slipped off this big rainbow slide and clipped off the end into a huge puddle of melted chocolate. Yeah, and the chocolate seemed to splash everywhere, and it smelled nice. I could taste it. I was leaving the paper like that. A really good drawing, that is. It's yummy, it was that real. That was her picture, in full colour, 3D. That was my picture. I decided at your age I couldn't draw either. Now look, I've got a little secret for you. And it's one of the main reasons we go around the world doing what we're doing. That little voice inside your head that sometimes says things like, you're not as good as her, you're not as good as him, you can't catch forever, you can't swim, you can't write, you can't draw, whatever it's saying, that little voice is not real. It has never been real. It is definitely not real in this room today, and it will never be real in your future. But the trouble with this little voice, once you've got it, is it's very hard to get rid of. So I'd like you to imagine something from now on in your imagination. I'd like you to imagine you have a little monkey sitting on your shoulder. And you have a whole infinite supply of bananas down here. And every time you hear that little voice, I want you to imagine it's the monkey. And I want you to imagine it's going, you can't fall there. I want you to shove a banana in its mouth. You can't fall. You can't write. You can't swim. You can't. If it opens its mouth and says something negative about you, shove a banana in its mouth. Because here is the thing. You, all of you here today, have gone from a tiny little baby who could do nothing to who you are and what you can do right now. That is incredible. You are all awesome beyond your imagination. You have done the hard part. In this incredible adventure we call life, that we are a part of, you are a part of, your families and friends are a part of, your pets are a part of. In this incredible adventure we call life, you have already done the difficult part. You have learned more from baby to now than you ever will in the future. This is the easy and fun part, if you allow yourself, because the only person who can stop you is you. We'll talk a bit about that later. First of all, I need to introduce you to John, but before that even, I need to hear how self-expressed you are. So I'd like you to copy what I say, please, and exactly how I say it. I say boom.
I say boom.
I say boom chicka.
I say boom chicka.
I say boom chicka boom.
I say boom chicka boom.
I say boom chicka rock chicka boom.
I say boom chicka rock chicka boom.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Do that again!
Do that again!
This time I want you to give me some real attitude, okay?
This time-
I say boom!
I say boom.
I say boom chicka!
I say boom chicka.
I say boom chicka boom!
I say boom chicka boom.
I say boom chicka rock chicka boom!
I say boom chicka rock chicka boom.